Welcome back to Horoscope TV.
We are so glad to be here with you today.
We really are. And if you are a Virgo, you definitely need to tune in right now.
Absolutely.
Because today we are covering your complete astrological forecast for the entire month of May 2026.
And it is going to be quite the month.
It really is. I mean,
Yeah.
you need to stay with us for this because May 2026 is this massive month of big life changes for you.
Really big change.
Like you're going to step into the spotlight at work, you're going to heal some really old wounds in your love life, and you are going to learn how to set very strict boundaries with your money and your energy.
Which is so important for a Virgo.
It is.
Yeah.
Because you are a Virgo, right? You like things planned out. You like things categorized.
Completely predictable.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
check the weather, you pack the umbrella, and you like map out the driving route before you even unlock your front door.
You do. You really do.
So what happens when the universe decides to hit the gas pedal and the brake at the exact same time?
Well, I know that hearing phrases like major action and strict boundaries can totally trigger that classic Virgo anxiety.
Oh, for sure. The panic sets in immediately.
Right. But when we look at the astrological charts for this month, they show this really beautiful, very logical story of growth.
Okay, logical. Virgos like logical.
Yes. It starts with careful, deliberate planning in the early days of May, and then it ends with this total, unshakable confidence by the time we reach the end of the month.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Uh-huh.
And, we are sitting right here with you, and we are going to unpack all of this astro data step by step.
We're going to break it all down.
Yeah, we're going to use plain language so everyone can easily follow along. No big confusing words today.
Just clear analysis.
So let's jump right into it. Let's talk about the mind-body connection in early May, because things start off pretty intense.
Very intense. Right out of the gate, on May 1st, we have a full moon,
Okay.
and it is in the sign of Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio. That is a heavy one.
It is. I mean, to understand why this matters, we have to look at how a full moon works.
Right, the mechanics of it.
Exactly. A full moon happens when the sun and the moon are directly opposite each other in the sky.
So they are pulling against each other.
Yes. It creates this intense pull, this tension, and Scorpio is a water sign.
Meaning it's emotional.
Very. It rules the deep, the hidden, and the intense parts of life.
So it basically takes everything you have buried
Yeah.
and drags it right up to the surface.
Precisely. And when we analyze the charts here, what stands out is how quickly this astrological event affects you physically.
Wait, physically, like your actual body?
Yes, because Virgos are ruled by the planet Mercury,
Okay.
and Mercury is the planet that governs the nervous system.
Oh, I see.
So for a Virgo, mental stress does not just stay in your mind.
It goes straight to the body.
Almost instantly, it turns into physical tension.
Oh, man. That's that classic tight neck and shoulders feeling.
Right. You wake up and it feels like you slept on a rock.
But really, you were just worrying all night.
Exactly. Scorpio energy wants to probe, It wants to investigate and get to the very bottom of every complex emotional issue.
And a Virgo mind is already so active.
So active. So your mind takes that deep, heavy Scorpio energy and just starts working overtime.
Trying to make sense of it.
Right, trying to logically organize these deeply irrational feelings.
Which is impossible. It's like trying to catch a waterfall in a filing cabinet.
That is a perfect way to describe it. It just doesn't work.
So what happens to all that energy?
Well, there is so much mental energy being generated, but those heavy emotional thoughts have nowhere to naturally go.
So they get stuck.
Yes, they get stuck. They literally settle into the muscles of your neck and your shoulders.
Oh.
The body basically absorbs what the mind cannot process.
Okay, so it's like a car engine, like putting a giant heavy-duty industrial motor inside a tiny compact car.
Yes, exactly.
You turn the key, the motor just roars, but the frame of the car cannot handle that vibration.
Not at all.
So the whole vehicle just shakes violently because the energy output is completely mismatched with the physical structure.
That is what your mind is doing to your body on May 1st.
Yikes. The engine is roaring, the frame is shaking. If you just sit there, something is going to break.
Which is why you need a healthy outlet.
You have to get that energy out.
You do. You have to move that internal tension into the external world.
But how do we actually do that? I mean, we can't just turn off the full moon.
No, but you can channel it. Writing in a journal is highly recommended during this specific transit.
Oh, okay. Just writing things down.
Yes, but do not just type on your phone.
Why not?
You need to use a physical pen and paper. The physical act of writing moves those racing thoughts out of your nervous system.
Oh, I get it. It literally travels down your arm and onto the page.
Exactly. You are giving the energy a physical place to go.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Or taking a long walk would probably do the same thing, right?
Yeah. Yes. A long, brisk walk is great. The physical movement helps burn off all that nervous energy that the full moon is stirring up.
So the goal is just to get the tires rolling so the engine doesn't shake the car apart.
Exactly right.
Okay, so that is May 1st. Very intense. But the astro data shows a shift happening pretty quickly after that, right?
It does. Just 2 days later, on May 3rd.
Okay, what happens then?
Your ruling planet, Mercury, moves into the sign of Taurus.
And Taurus is an earth sign, like Virgo.
Yes, and this is a crucial shift. Mercury is the planet of communication and mental processing, and it naturally moves very fast.
Too fast sometimes.
Right. But Taurus is represented by the bull. It is slow, it's heavy, and it's methodical.
So what happens when fast Mercury hits slow Taurus?
It acts like an anchor for your racing mind. It brings this deeply grounded feeling.
Okay, but let me ask you something about this.
Sure.
Does this mean the neck pain just magically goes away on May 3rd?
No, it doesn't.
Like, do the stars just snap their fingers and fix the physical stress, or do we still have to do the actual work?
You absolutely still have to do the work. The stars do not do your stretching for you.
Right. That would be nice, though.
It would. The pain doesn't just vanish on its own. What this transit actually does is give you the calm, rational mindset you need to fix the problem.
Oh, so instead of panicking.
Exactly. Instead of panicking about your tight shoulders, Mercury in Taurus gives you the practical clarity to say, my shoulders hurt because I am stressed. I'm going to schedule 20 minutes of stretching tonight.
So it provides the logic to heal.
Yes, the logical mind to plan those big steps.
I love that. It's almost like curing concrete.
How do you mean?
Well, you can't rush concrete. You can't panic and turn up the heat to make it dry faster.
No, you can't.
You just have to follow the steps, lay it down, and let it set slowly.
A very grounded analogy, perfect for two earth signs interacting.
Thank you. And, speaking of following practical steps, we really need to look at May 6th.
Yes, May 6th is important. Pluto goes retrograde.
And the charts say this is the time to review your daily routines.
It is. It's time to eliminate anything that wastes your precious time.
Wait, hold on. Pluto is the planet of massive transformation, right?
Yes. Death and rebirth. The big stuff.
That sounds incredibly dramatic just for, cutting out time wasters.
It does sound dramatic.
I mean, are we talking about uninstalling a distracting app on your phone? Or are we talking about cutting toxic people out of your life forever?
Well, it can actually be both.
Really?
Yes, because Pluto deals with the hidden structures of our lives. When Pluto appears to move backward in the sky, which is what a retrograde is, it forces us to look inward.
Look inward at what?
At where our power is leaking. And for a Virgo, your power leaks through inefficiency.
Oh, that makes so much sense. So what does a Pluto-level time waster actually look like in daily life?
It's not just doom scrolling on social media. A huge time waster can be spending hours and hours trying to help people who do not appreciate your effort.
Oh, wow.
Virgos love to be useful. You love to fix problems for other people.
It's what they do best.
Right. But during this Pluto retrograde, you really must analyze your relationships.
You have to look closely at who you are helping.
Exactly. Ask yourself, are you helping someone who actually wants to improve? Or are you just pouring your precious energy into a bottomless pit?
Oh, that hits hard.
It's a tough realization.
So basically, stop organizing the lives of people who just love living in a mess.
Yes. You cannot care more about their life than they do.
That is a huge lesson.
It is. You need to reclaim that energy for yourself.
And the charts actually show an opportunity to do just that.
Yes. Just 2 days later, on May 8th, the moon enters Aquarius.
Okay, Aquarius, that is the rebel of the zodiac.
It is. It's ruled by Uranus, the planet of the unpredictable.
So how does that rebellious energy mix with a superstructured Virgo?
Surprisingly well, it brings a wave of relief.
How so?
By pushing you out of your comfort zone. Aquarius energy is very forward-thinking and unconventional.
Oh, I see.
It encourages you to try a health routine that you would normally dismiss as too weird or too modern.
Okay, so if you normally just run on a basic treadmill, this is the day to try something totally different.
Exactly.
Like maybe goat yoga, or one of those new fitness apps that turns your workout into a virtual reality video game.
Right. It doesn't have to be goat yoga specifically, but it needs to break your rigid routine.
Because getting your mind and body organized in early May is crucial,
It is the foundation for the rest of the month.
especially because you are going to need all your sharp wits for the serious money talks coming up.
Yes, we really need to pivot to finances now.
Let's do it. Section 2. Reading the fine print and securing the bag.
Mid-May requires serious financial focus, but to understand it, we actually need to look back at May 1st for just a second.
Okay, back to the Scorpio full moon.
Right. That full moon doesn't just cause physical tension. The charts show it also lights up your communication sector.
Interesting.
It brings this intense emotional clarity to how you view your financial security.
So you start taking your money very seriously.
Exactly. You might find yourself needing to have a very serious talk about a contract or some kind of financial agreement.
Like, you are just not going to accept vague promises anymore.
Not at all. You want the hard facts.
And you demand the hard facts.
And you will definitely need them because on May 5th, Mercury squares Pluto.
Okay, let's explain what a square is for everyone listening. That is when two planets are at a 90-degree angle to each other in the sky, right?
Yes, that's exactly right.
And it creates friction and tension.
It is an aspect of conflict. Mercury represents information, and Pluto represents the hidden underbelly.
Oh boy. So information and hidden things are clashing.
Right. When they square off, the charts warn that someone might try to hide important details from you.
Like fine print.
Exactly. You absolutely must read the fine print before spending any money or signing anything.
But let me ask you this. Are the astro charts saying people are actively trying to scam the listener? Or is it just bad communication? Like, are we dealing with malicious intent or just someone being incompetent at their job?
It honestly does not matter. The result is exactly the same either way. The information you are given is incomplete.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Maybe a salesperson is intentionally hiding a fee to boost their commission.
Which is terrible.
Or maybe they just forgot to mention it because they are terrible at their job.
Right.
Either way, you are the one who loses money if you don't catch it.
That makes total sense. So you cannot just sign the paper because the person across the desk is smiling and making polite conversation.
No! You must trust your sharp analytical skills to find the truth. Read every single line.
Ask all the annoying questions.
Yes, be annoying. And if
Yeah.
they rush you to sign, that is your signal to slow down even more.
Oh, rushing is the biggest red flag in any negotiation.
The absolute biggest.
So if you stand your ground and protect your assets in early May, it looks like you get rewarded in the middle of the month.
You do. There is a beautiful shift that happens on May 14th.
Tell me about that. What happens on the 14th?
This is a fantastic period for your bank account. On May 14th, the Sun meets Mercury in the sign of Taurus.
Right.
In astrology, when a planet is exactly aligned with the Sun, its power is vastly amplified. It is illuminated.
So Mercury, the planet of the mind, is illuminated in Taurus, which is the sign of material wealth.
Exactly. It brings perfect, undeniable clarity to your financial picture.
Wow.
You will suddenly see very natural ways to save money without feeling like you are restricting or punishing yourself.
So it's not about eating plain rice and beans.
No, it is about making smart, structurally sound choices.
That sounds like a great day. Yeah. And then right after that, on May 16th, we have a new moon in Taurus.
Yes, and new moons are always about fresh starts. They are about planting seeds and setting intentions.
So what should a Virgo be planting?
This is the absolute best time to start a long-term savings plan or to invest in a new skill or education that will increase your earning power later on.
You know, people always compare this to planting a tree.
Right, that's the classic metaphor.
But I feel like that is too passive for a Virgo.
What do you mean?
Well, this is more like laying the foundation for a brick house.
Oh, I like that.
You have to mix the mortar, you place the bricks one by one. It is heavy, slow work.
It really is.
And honestly, it doesn't look impressive on the first day,
Yeah.
just a couple of bricks on the ground.
Right.
But if you do it right, if you lay that foundation perfectly, that wall will stand for 100 years.
That is beautiful. And that is exactly the kind of slow, lasting wealth that the Taurus energy supports.
It requires effort, but the result is permanent.
Yes. And what we analyze in the broader charts is that once you feel secure about this financial foundation, something amazing happens.
What's that?
It frees up a massive amount of mental energy. You aren't worrying about stability anymore.
Because the bricks are laid.
Right. And that psychological freedom leads directly to a massive explosion of confidence in your career.
I am so ready for this section. Let's talk about the mid-month career
It
explosion.
gets very loud here.
The astro data really ramps up, right?
It does. Around May 11th, the sun makes a sextile to Jupiter.
Okay, let's break that down. A sextile is a 60-degree angle between two planets.
Yes, it represents an opportunity. But unlike other aspects that just naturally flow to you, a sextile requires you to actually reach out and grab it.
You have to take action.
Right. And Jupiter is the planet of luck, growth, and expansion.
So the universe is basically holding out a golden ticket, but you have to stand up and take it from its hand.
Yes, exactly. This transit brings a huge wave of professional optimism.
Which is the perfect time to make a move.
It is a fantastic day to pitch a new idea or ask for support on a big project. You are thinking much bigger than usual.
And bosses will notice that, right?
They will definitely notice this positive, expansive attitude.
And it gets better, because just 2 days later, on May 13th, Mercury also forms a sextile with Jupiter.
Yes, this is when your communication catches up with your optimism.
Yeah, that's a great combination.
It really is. Mercury sextile Jupiter brings highly favorable news or, a sudden chance to move up in the company.
So your writing and speaking skills are peaking,
Your negotiating skills are completely aligned with opportunity.
which means the pitch you make on the 11th could get officially approved on the 13th.
Exactly. It can happen that fast.
That sounds incredibly smooth.
It is for a moment.
Right, because I see in the charts that the smooth sailing does not last long at all. The energy gets very chaotic very fast.
We move from steady growth to electric shock almost overnight.
Okay, let's get into the shock. What happens?
On May 17th, Mercury enters the sign of Gemini.
And Mercury rules Gemini, right?
Yes, so its power here is incredibly strong. Your mind will move at lightning speed.
You will be super quick.
Quick, witty, and able to process information faster than anyone else in the room.
Which sounds great.
It does sound great until the very next day,
May 18th.
May 18th. Mercury meets Uranus.
Uh-oh. Uranus is the wild card.
It is the great awakener. It's the planet of the unpredictable, sudden changes, and flashes of genius.
So when fast-moving Mercury collides with unpredictable Uranus, what does the astro data point to?
It points to a shocking event.
Shocking how? Like bad, shocking.
Not necessarily bad, but sudden. It could be an unexpected email that completely changes a project,
Okay.
or it could be a sudden realization that you need to alter your entire career path.
Wait, let me stop you right there.
Sure.
You are telling a Virgo, someone who lives and breathes by their carefully color-coded planner,
Yes.
that a sudden, unpredictable shock is going to blow up their work life.
I am.
That sounds absolutely terrifying for this listener.
I know it is uncomfortable. Virgos do not like surprises.
They hate them.
But you have to look at the surrounding charts. This is not a destructive shock.
If it's not.
No, it is a liberating one. It is a flash of genius.
Yeah.
It might disrupt your immediate schedule, yes, but it actually propels you forward.
How does a Virgo handle it? I mean, practically speaking, if the company suddenly announces a merger or they get moved to a completely different department overnight,
You have to stay flexible.
that is hard for an earth sign.
It is hard, but it's necessary. Do not try to build a dam to stop the rushing water.
Because the water will just crush the dam.
Exactly. You have to grab a surfboard and ride the wave.
Just ride it out.
The charts show that whatever the sudden change is, it will ultimately work out in your favor if you adapt quickly.
So adapt and ride the wave. But riding that wave requires a lot of balance.
It does.
And the outline warns about a serious physical side effect to all this Uranus energy.
Yes, we have to talk about the nervous system again.
Because Uranus is like electricity, right?
Uranus is often described as the higher octave of Mercury. If Mercury is your daily nervous system, Uranus is the raw electricity running through the high-voltage power lines.
Wow.
So this transit on May 18th heavily stimulates the nervous system.
So you get that buzzing anxiety feeling.
Yes. You might become jittery or suddenly struggle with insomnia.
It's that feeling when you have drank way too much coffee, your hands are shaking slightly, your heart is beating fast, even when you're just sitting still at your desk.
Exactly. Which is why my biggest actionable advice for mid-May is to drastically reduce your caffeine intake.
Put down the espresso.
Absolutely put it down. Your nervous system is already humming at a dangerously high frequency.
Adding coffee to the mix is like pouring gasoline on an electrical fire.
It will only make the anxiety worse. You need to focus on deep breathing to ground the mind.
And stay physically active, right, to burn off that electric charge.
Yes. And actually, looking back at the charts for May 16th, there is a transit that supports physical activity perfectly.
Oh, right. May 16th, Mars meets Chiron.
Yes, Mars is the planet of action and physical drive. Chiron represents the wounded healer.
So action meets healing.
Exactly. This specific alignment encourages you to heal lingering physical injuries through active physical therapy.
So if that tight shoulder from the May 1st full moon is still bothering you,
Or you have an old knee injury acting up.
you don't just sit on the couch and rest it.
No, you use this buzzing electric nervous energy to actively rehabilitate it.
Go to the gym, do the specific physical therapy exercises.
Turn the nervous anxiety into healing physical motion.
That is such a productive way to use that frantic energy.
It is the perfect way to utilize the transits.
And while your career and your nervous system are moving at this lightning-fast pace,
Right.
the charts show that your love life is actually taking a much softer, quieter path.
It is a beautiful contrast.
Let's transition into romance and social life.
Yeah.
It is fascinating how the universe balances us out like that. When work is chaotic, love becomes a safe harbor.
It really does. Early in the month, around May 10th, the moon enters Pisces.
Okay, Pisces, a water sign.
Yes, known for boundless emotion, deep intuition, and spiritual connection.
So when the moon travels through Pisces, what happens?
It brings an incredible level of empathy and compassion to your personal partnerships.
Oh, that's lovely. It's like empathy without words.
Yes. Understanding feelings without having to speak them.
It is that rare moment when you look at your partner across a crowded room and you know exactly what they are feeling.
Without them having to mouth a single word.
You just understand their silent worries.
For those in a relationship, it deepens the bond immensely. You are not analyzing their behavior anymore. You are simply feeling their presence.
And what if the listener is single?
If you are single, this is a very special window. The charts suggest you're likely to meet someone who shares your sensitive nature and your core values.
That sounds great. But a Virgo is still a Virgo.
True.
You don't want a messy, chaotic, completely irrational romance, even if it feels deeply spiritual.
No, Virgos need order.
Right. You want someone who understands your soul, but also remembers to pay their water bill on time.
Very important.
You need a connection that is practical but emotionally safe.
And that is exactly what the astrology is supporting right now. The universe is not asking you to abandon your practical nature.
Okay, good.
It is just asking you to let down your defensive walls.
And how do the charts show that happening?
On May 17th, Venus forms a sextile with Chiron.
Venus is the planet of love and beauty.
And Chiron, again, is the healer.
So Venus reaching out to Chiron means we are healing how we love.
Yes. This transit helps you let go of past insecurities that have been keeping you from fully enjoying your relationships.
Because we all carry baggage.
We do. Maybe a past partner told you that you were too critical or too obsessed with your work.
And a Virgo will internalize that as a flaw.
Deeply. You walk around thinking, I am too difficult to love because I care too much about the details.
But on May 17th, the charts show a breakthrough.
You realize that your careful, observant nature is actually a profound gift.
It is. You notice the little things about people that everyone else ignores.
Exactly. You remember their favorite coffee order. You notice when they change their hair. It is how you show love.
And when you heal that old wound and accept yourself, your social life blossoms.
It does. By May 19th, Venus moves into the sign of Cancer.
And Cancer is the ultimate nurturer of the zodiac.
It is all about home, safety, and protecting the people you care about.
So how does Venus in Cancer affect a Virgo's social life?
It makes your social interactions feel very warm and protective. The focus shifts entirely away from superficial networking.
No more forced small talk at industry events.
Right. It moves toward building deep, secure bonds with real friends.
And here's where the astro data gets really interesting.
Oh, yes.
The notes suggest a romantic spark might ignite with someone who was previously just a good friend.
That is very possible under this transit. Your heart is being drawn to people who make you feel completely secure and accepted.
But I have to ask a question here.
Sure.
How does a Virgo handle it when a platonic friendship starts blurring into romance?
It's tricky.
Doesn't that risk ruining the safe feeling? I mean, losing a stable friend because a messy romance didn't work out sounds like a Virgo's worst nightmare.
It is a very common fear and a very logical one.
So how do the charts suggest dealing with it?
When we analyze the progression of these transits, we see a clear path because your past romantic wounds are actively healing from that Venus-Chiron connection.
Right.
You are no longer making choices based purely on fear.
You aren't playing defense anymore.
Exactly. You recognize that the foundation of a long-term friendship, the deep trust, the shared history, the knowledge of each other's flaws is actually the most secure base possible for a lasting romance.
Oh, I love that. The friendship isn't a barrier to love. It is the solid ground you can build a life on.
Exactly. It's incredibly safe.
That is a comforting way to look at it.
Mm.
However, we do need to issue a warning here.
Yes, we do.
The charts also show a pretty severe danger regarding blurry boundaries later in the month.
On May 22nd, Venus squares Neptune.
We talked earlier about squares creating friction.
Yes. And Neptune is the planet of dreams, illusions, and fog.
Fog is the perfect word.
When it squares Venus, the planet of relationships, it casts a heavy fog over your love life.
It makes things confusing.
It becomes very easy to blur the lines between friendship, romance, and outright manipulation.
Ah, the fog. So this is when you aren't sure if someone is flirting with you or just being overly friendly? Or worse, you start making excuses for someone's bad behavior because you care about them as a friend.
Yes, you tell yourself, oh, they didn't mean to ignore my text for 3 days. They are just really busy.
That is exactly the danger.
The charts stress that you must not sacrifice your own needs just to keep the peace.
Because Venus in Cancer makes you want to nurture people.
And Neptune makes the reality of the situation completely confusing.
So you might be tempted to let someone cross a serious boundary just to avoid an awkward conversation.
Yes, but you cannot do that. You cannot set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm.
If it feels confusing, if you feel like you are walking on eggshells,
Yeah.
that is your intuition telling you the boundary has been breached.
You have to say no.
Draw the line in the sand.
Learning to say no in your personal life during this Venus-Neptune square is vital practice.
Because you're going to need those boundary setting skills very soon.
Yes, for the harsh reality checks coming at the end of the month in both your work and your finances.
Which brings us to late May. Section 5. Stepping into power and facing hard facts.
The energy pivots sharply here.
It really does. The shift begins on May 21st.
That is when the sun enters the sign of Gemini.
Okay, so what does that mean for our listener?
For Virgo, Gemini rules the sector of your chart associated with career, public standing, and long-term goals.
So the sun is shining a massive spotlight right on your career.
Exactly. You are stepping firmly into the spotlight at work.
No more hiding behind your laptop screen in the corner. People are looking at you.
You will have very high visibility. People will actively seek you out for practical advice.
Because they know you have the answers.
And you will find yourself easily taking charge of group projects because your communication is just so sharp right now.
And this visibility is enhanced even more by a beautiful transit on May 25th, right?
Yes, the sun forms a sextile with Neptune.
Wait, Neptune was the fog earlier.
It was.
But here it is forming a supportive sextile.
Yeah.
What does that do?
Instead of fog, it brings a wave of creative inspiration to your daily practical tasks.
Oh, that's a nice shift.
It allows you to find beautiful, imaginative ways to solve old, stubborn problems.
You learn to trust your intuition instead of just relying entirely on the raw data in front of you.
It is the perfect blend of the artist and the engineer.
But then we hit May 26th.
Yes.
Which looks like the most intense day of the entire month.
It is a massive day. The sun forms a trine to Pluto.
Let's explain a trine. A trine is a 120-degree angle, and it represents a harmonious, easy flow of energy.
And Pluto is deep power and transformation.
So the sun, in your career sector trine Pluto, gives you massive influence.
You have the actual power to transform your workplace for the better.
You can completely solidify your reputation as a top-tier performer.
You have the microphone, you have the audience, and you have the authority to make real changes.
That sounds incredible.
It is, but there's a massive catch on the exact same day.
There's always a catch. What is it?
While the sun is forming a helpful trine to Pluto, Mars is forming a harsh square to Pluto.
Oh, wow. Mars is the planet of action, drive, and aggression.
And Pluto is deep power. A square means they are fighting each other.
So what does that look like in real life?
The pressure to be perfect, combined with this massive new influence you just got, can lead directly to severe physical exhaustion.
Mars square Pluto is an incredibly demanding transit.
It pushes you to your absolute physical limits.
You know, the research team said it is like running a marathon at sprint speed.
That is a good way to put it.
But honestly, I think it is more like trying to push a massive, fully loaded freight train with a standard pickup truck.
Let's analyze that.
Well, the truck has power, right? It's strong.
Yes.
But if you floor the gas pedal against that much immovable weight, you aren't going to move the train. You are just going to blow the engine of the truck.
That is a fantastic analogy.
You have the power to transform things, but you will completely crash if you don't pace yourself.
You cannot force the transformation all at once. Rest is not a luxury during this transit. It is a mechanical requirement for wellness.
If you blow the engine, you lose all the influence you just gained.
Exactly. Which means you have to lean on the physical routines you set up earlier in the month.
Stick to the healthy diet and the exercise plan.
The ones that were supported by the first quarter moon on May 23rd. You need premium fuel in the tank to handle this pressure.
And as you are managing this immense power struggle at work, the universe delivers a final reality check regarding your money and your relationships.
On May 25th, the sun squares the node.
The nodes represent our destiny, our past karma, and our life path, right?
Yes. This square brings a deeply uncomfortable feeling of being torn in two different directions.
Torn how?
You might feel torn between spending money to advance your current career ego.
Like buying an expensive new wardrobe or upgrading your office equipment to look the part.
Exactly. You are torn between that and saving that money for your actual long-term future.
The classic tug of war. Do I look successful now, or do I ensure I am actually wealthy later?
It's a hard choice, but the astro data gives a definitive answer just a few days later.
Okay, when is that?
On May 29th, Venus squares Saturn.
Saturn, the taskmaster.
Saturn is the planet of strict rules, boundaries, and harsh reality.
So it squares Venus,
Yeah.
the planet of love and money.
It brings ironclad limits to both areas.
So the blurry boundaries and the fog from earlier in the month are completely gone.
Saturn burns away the fog. In relationships, you must face the hard facts.
Like asking the tough questions.
Yes. Does the person you are spending time with align with your long-term goals? Are they building a stable future with you, or are they just a pleasant distraction keeping you from your potential?
Honesty is the only policy Saturn will accept.
If the relationship is not structurally sound, you have to admit it.
Saturn is the inspector checking the foundation. If there are cracks, you can't just paint over them anymore. You have to fix them or tear it down.
And what about the money side of this Venus-Saturn square? The actionable warning is severe. Keep your wallet tightly closed.
Lock it up.
This is absolutely not the time to lend money to friends, regardless of how tragic their story is.
Seriously, do not do it.
Do not do it. And avoid any risky investments. Saturn demands that you focus entirely on your own structural responsibilities.
Pay down your own debt. Secure your own oxygen mask first before trying to financially save anyone else.
Navigating all of these extreme highs and lows, the sudden career shocks, the intense career power, the strict financial limits, it requires you to be very careful about who you allow in your inner circle.
Which brings us to our final section, cosmic allies, clashes, and lucky details.
Yes, let's talk about who you should keep close.
Who should a Virgo keep close this month, and who should they avoid at all costs?
When we analyze the charts for May 2026, it is overwhelmingly clear who your best match is right now.
Who is it?
It is Scorpio.
Scorpio. Okay, wait. This ties perfectly back to the very first day of the month.
It does.
That May 1st full moon in Scorpio that brought all that deep emotional intensity to the surface.
Exactly. You and Scorpio share a profound, intense desire to get to the very bottom of things.
You both absolutely despise superficiality.
You want to understand the actual mechanics of how the world works, whether that is a complex spreadsheet or human psychology.
It really is like two detectives working the exact same case,
Yeah.
just from different angles.
What is fascinating is how your traits complement each other so well during these transits.
How so?
Scorpio deeply appreciates your sharp, analytical mind. They respect your ability to logically organize chaotic information.
And in return,
In return, you find yourself in awe of their incredible intuition and their unwavering focus.
I can imagine a conversation between a Virgo and a Scorpio this month lasting for hours.
Easily, in a quiet corner of a coffee shop somewhere.
Neither of you is afraid of complex, dark, or difficult topics.
It is built on deep mutual respect. Scorpio helps you connect with your hidden passions and teaches you to trust your gut instincts.
While you offer them the practical, grounding, earthly presence that makes them feel safe enough to finally open up.
And perhaps most importantly, you both highly value privacy.
Oh, yes. No airing dirty laundry on the internet.
Never. You can build a very strong, fiercely loyal bond, away from the prying eyes of the rest of the world.
A quiet, powerful alliance. I love the sound of that.
It is a great match right now.
But we also have to warn our listeners about the clash.
The clash is real.
The sign that is going to drive them absolutely up the wall.
Your worst match for May 2026 is, without a doubt, Aries.
The Ram. Why is Aries going to be such a massive headache for a Virgo right now?
It connects back to the energy in early May. On May 1st, Mercury is conjunct Chiron in the sign of Aries.
A conjunction means the planets are occupying the exact same space in the sky, blending their energies.
Yes. And in Aries, this creates incredibly impulsive, raw, and unfiltered communication.
Because Aries energy is naturally fast and headstrong anyway?
Right, but under this transit, it becomes completely reckless.
Let's really explore this clash, because it sounds like a recipe for a total meltdown.
It is.
You, as a Virgo, carefully plan every single step. You analyze the variables, you create contingency plans.
And an Aries just kicks the door down, jumps out of the airplane without checking the parachute, and assumes the universe will just magically catch them.
Oh, that makes my chest tight just thinking about it.
That careless, fiery approach is going to heavily trigger your Virgo anxiety. It activates all your critical tendencies.
And Aries will despise your need to nitpick the details before taking action.
They will feel like you are just throwing water on their fire and trying to ruin their momentum.
Meanwhile, you are going to be completely exhausted because you are constantly walking 10 steps behind them, frantically cleaning up the massive messes they leave in their wake.
It's exhausting just to describe it.
They drop important details, they offend a client with a blunt email, they make glaring errors in the presentation.
And you are the one staying at the office until midnight to fix it.
No, thank you.
The loud, brash energy of Aries completely shatters your peaceful, organized world this month.
There is just a fundamental lack of understanding right now between your careful, methodical nature and their reckless, impulsive spirit.
So my clear advice, do not agree to work on projects together if you have any power to avoid it.
Save yourself a massive headache and keep a safe distance.
Yes.
Just smile politely, nod your head, and walk the other way when you hear them coming.
Exactly.
Okay, before we wrap up this forecast, we have some fun, lucky elements for our listeners.
I do. Let's get to those.
What are the lucky details for May?
The color that aligns best with your transits this month is earthy brown.
Earthy brown. That makes total sense given all that frantic electric Uranus energy we talked about mid-month.
It does. Brown is the color of soil, of tree trunks.
Wearing it grounds you. It pulls that static electricity out of your nervous system and anchors it back into the earth.
It is a wonderful visual anchor, and your absolute best dates to take action this month are May 1st, May 23rd, and May 26th.
Write those down, everyone. May 1st, May 23rd, May 26th.
Yes.
If you have those big career pitches we talked about, or you need to have that serious talk about financial boundaries, schedule them for these dates.
And wear that earthy brown sweater or tie to stack the astrological deck in your favor.
What about the lucky numbers?
Your numbers to watch out for in May are 6, 15, 27, 36, 41, and 55.
Okay, 6, 15, 27, 36, 41, and 55. We have covered an immense amount of ground today.
We really have.
We have analyzed the mechanics of tight shoulders under a Scorpio full moon, shocking flashes of genius in your career, healing old romantic wounds.
And the absolute necessity of setting strict financial limits.
It is a month that requires massive transformation.
But by understanding the charts, you are entirely equipped to handle it and use the energy to your advantage.
Now, before we let you go, our expert has a final provocative thought for you to chew on as you head into this complex month.
Yes. Since May requires you to aggressively eliminate time wasters during the Pluto retrograde and set very strict emotional and financial boundaries with Saturn, I want you to ask yourself this.
Okay, what is it?
What is one single obligation or relationship you are holding on to right now strictly out of guilt?
Oof, that's a big question.
And what would actually happen mechanically and emotionally if you just dropped it today?
What happens when you refuse to carry the weight of guilt anymore?
Exactly.
That is a powerful question to carry with you. Thank you so much for listening to the episode on Horoscope TV.
We loved having you.
We highly suggest you subscribe so that you can get notified the moment the next episode is available. Take care of your nervous system, protect your peace, and keep looking up.